following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. On Tuesday, I made a video. It's the listing quality report, and it did quite well, but I did not hit on everything that I wanted to hit on. And I had spoken to Tommy Bernard the other day, had a really good conversation, actually. Really heck of a guy, and the guy knows his stuff. But he had mentioned to me that there is a part of the report that I just didn't see. And I don't know why I didn't see it. Also, a lot of you guys were saying that you weren't able to find it. So what I want to do is show you, if you're on your Seller Hub on the PC, you're simply just going to go into Performance right here and click on Summary. And then once you do that, you'll go over to where it says the Download Listings Quality Report right here on the right-hand side. And then it'll prepare the download and download the document. I wanted you to see that because I think it's important. A lot of people weren't able to find it, and I wanted you to see it so you know it does exist. It's just not set up on every account. And what I've noticed is that the last report I was able to download last week was from the 27th of April, and this week it's the 10th of May. And according to eBay, they were talking about updating it every 2 days once they got it up and running. But it's still, the report I'm able to get today, as of the recording of this video, was the 10th of May again. So the data that I'm going to use simply is going to be the same data that I used when I made the video on Tuesday. But I'm not going to rehash the same thing. What I want to do is I want to go in and I want to show you something new in this report that I did not see. And I think it's very, very important that you see it, because it's going to give you a little bit more information, some more nuggets of information that is, I think, going to be a game changer for a lot of folks out there. Now, you guys see the funnel. I'm not going to go through the funnel again. The funnel is the impressions, click-through, and sales conversion. Well, what I failed to show you is this chart here to the right of the funnel that has everything to do with the funnel, and I just didn't realize it. And it talks about more benchmarks as it pertains to seller ranks that are in the top 10% of eBay search and the bottom 10% of eBay search as it pertains to impressions, click-through rate, and sales conversion rate. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each one, but I just want to show you some of the things that, at least in this category, that eBay is finding some importance in. And I really firmly believe that, as sellers, we're trying to figure out, what does eBay want from us sellers when we're setting our listings up? How do we create that optimized listing so that we can get more sales? And I'm a huge believer that eBay is giving us the data. It's right here, but we have to be willing to take it, check it out, absorb it, and then apply what eBay's focusing on. And these little columns here, it tells a story of what eBay's focusing on. So the first column says recommended item specifics. So I have 9 is what I'm averaging 9 item specifics per listing. And I'm well above my peers in that the top 10% of sellers in this category have 7, and the bottom have 5. And that's for impressions. But it's pretty much the same story for click-through rate and sales conversion rate. eBay wants you to use the brand when possible. I use it 100% of the time on golf clubs. I would recommend focusing on using the brand as long as the brand is a known brand. If it's an off-the-wall third-party brand, I would really hesitate using it, because your buyers are typing in search specific brands, and they're not going to be typing in the no-name brands for the most part. Sometimes they might, but for the most part, they're generally not going to. Now, eBay is placing a importance on MPN, which is the manufacturer's part number, which is also in many cases the same thing as your model number. And in this case, 38% of the time I'll have in the golf clubs, I'll have um, an MPN in there. And my competitors are quite a bit lower than that. A lot of times, with this particular category that I'm looking at is golf clubs. And a lot of times you can find that MPN number or model number right on the club. Sometimes you can't, but many times you can. Promoted listing rate. I think this is interesting. I'm averaging a 9% promoted listing rate for this category. Now, sellers in the top 10 of, in this particular case, sellers in the top 10 of impressions are at 6%. Sellers in the bottom 10% of impressions are at 4% on average. And this report, when you click into the different category tabs, will tell you what your competition is promoting at. It's a very, very powerful tool. Now, do I need to be at 9% if my competition in the 10% is at 6? I guess not. This is telling me that I might need to back the golf clubs down a little bit and still be ahead of my competition, or at least still be in the 10%. And I'm not giving extra money away, so I'd rather be at 7 than 9 to get the same results, if that makes sense. I do have a markdown sale on all my items. It's telling me I have 100%, but it's saying also that not all sellers are using it, right? According to these numbers down here, best offer, I have it 100% of the time, 100% of my listings. Buyers can make an offer, but as you can see, it's sort of a mixed bag. More people are accepting best offers than using markdown sales, and that could be because you have to have a store to utilize the markdown sale. But I believe in using all the tools available to me, and that also includes coupons, which I do not believe are mentioned here. So I think the biggest nugget here, though, is if you're having a hard time figuring out, what do I promote this item at, right? We kind of throw it in the wind and we try to guess what eBay wants us to do for a particular item, and we start at maybe 2%, which is the minimum. Then we build it up to 2 or 3 or 4%, maybe eventually get it up to 5, 6, 7, 8%, and we don't know if we're spinning our wheels or over promoting. Well, this will tell you, look, the top 10% of sellers in this category, to get the impressions, because that's what promoted listing does, it gives you more impressions. Well, I'm over promoting, and maybe I need to back off down to about 7% ish and save a little money. And I think this report will help you go through all your categories to determine where you need to be with your promoted rates. So I just wanted to bring this information to you. I didn't want to make another long-winded video, but I do want you to understand the value of this report. The listings quality report is going to give you a lot of specific information as it pertains to your situation and your items. But aside from what we covered a couple days ago on part 1, I think the most important takeaway from this whole thing is use this tool to figure out where eBay is expecting you to promote. What rate should you be listing at? So do me a favor, comment down below if you have any questions about this report. Of course, you're going to have questions if you can't see it, but once you get the report, it may be a week, it may be a couple weeks. I know eBay is trying to implement this report. Someone had told me that eBay for Business had a podcast that they put out a little while back stating that they're working on getting this thing up to where it has valid information. So I'm excited to see that. But once you get it, or if you're able to get it and you have any questions, I'll do my best to help you navigate through it. Put a comment down below, and we can all together as a community kind of sort this out and figure out what eBay is telling us. I don't have all the answers, but hopefully it gives you guys some insight of what eBay is trying to do, the information they're trying to give us, so we can improve our own experience as sellers on the platform. But figuring it all out is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon.